What is going on, YouTube people? Today, we are going to talk about traveling to the Cleveland National. This is an update to a video I did about a year ago. In that version of the video, we talked about where to stay, just kind of the logistics of traveling into the IX Center and those sorts of things. Today, we are going to discuss where to go, what to see, where to eat, that sort of stuff. So if you are attending the Cleveland National, take some notes. Let's go ahead and dive into things. Now, first off, and some of these things I touched on in the first version of this video, but about an hour away, you have the Pro Football Hall of Fame. So if you were driving in to the National, anywhere from the south to the west, you're probably going to be cruising relatively past Canton, or maybe you can make it a little swing out of your way. It's basically 1 hour exactly away from Cleveland, the IX Center, that general area, but you do have the Pro Football Hall of Fame. It'll take you a good, if you just want to get through it, you could get through it in like an hour or two tops. If you're one of those people that wants to sit and read every single plaque and interact with every little thing, then you're going to be in there a lot longer. But if you just wanted to get in, get out, and check it out, you can get through it fairly quickly. 100% worth going to if you are a football fan at all. Really great gift shop at the end with pretty much every NFL team represented. It's just basically a massive NFL team store. All sorts of stuff going on in there. Absolutely fantastic thing to stop and see if you are driving in. If you're flying in, it's a little trickier because, like I said, you got a 1 hour drive down there, then you would have an hour drive back. But if you're driving in, you could plan on hitting this on your way in or on your way out, depending on which direction you're heading for your travels. Also, in regards to Hall of Fames, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is in Cleveland. This is located downtown. This is right on the water. This would be much closer to get to if you are flying in, depending on where you're staying. If you're staying around the IX Center to downtown, is about 15 minutes-ish, depending on traffic, maybe 20. Generally, Cleveland traffic is not too bad outside of the morning commute and the afternoon rush hour. Now, the morning commute is obviously going to be bad going downtown and then bad coming out in the afternoon. So just kind of plan your day around those things if you're going back and forth between downtown and, the outskirts of Cleveland itself. But the Rock Hall of Fame is right smack downtown. I have actually never been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I'm not the biggest music guy in the world. I know Flipping Steve's been talking about checking this place out, so maybe he'll have some thoughts on it. But if you are into music at all, I've heard glowing reviews from people, but I've just never had a chance to get down there. Now, if you're bringing kids along or the family along, literally right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is the Great Lakes Science Center. Some pretty fun stuff to do in there. More kid-friendly. Like I said, if you're bringing a fam and you need something to get, the kids don't want to go into the card show and you need something, or maybe you need to send the wife with the kids to keep them occupied for an afternoon, not a bad little spot to check out. And like I said, this is right next to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, right smack downtown, right on the water on Lake Erie itself. The Indians, aka Guardians, are in town Wednesday and Thursday. They go out of town for the weekend, but they have the Tigers. Actually, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday if you're coming in a day early. Tuesday night and Wednesday night are evening games, 6:40 start times. Thursday is an afternoon game, so a 1:10 game if you wanted to sneak out of the show for a little bit or come to the show late. You could check out the Indians. They've been playing quite well lately. For afternoon game, for the 6:40 starts, I always like sitting on the third base side. You don't have the sun in your eyes. It's on the west side of the stadium. That's generally where I've almost always sat. I've had season tickets on that side at various points in time in my life. Overall, pretty good stadium. A lot of great food options in there. All sorts of fun stuff to do. Speaking of food options, let's get into food. Let's discuss around the stadiums first. There's tons of places to eat around the stadiums. This is Progressive Field right here. This is Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse. That's where the Cavs play. Right over here, you have the Jack Casino. So Cleveland does have a casino downtown. It's not too bad. I've been there quite a few times. They have everything you would expect: poker room, table games, the whole 9 yards. That is right there. These are all very close to each other, all within a couple minutes walking. There is a decent amount of parking in this general area downtown as well, for a lot of the businesses and also the stadiums themselves. Right here is East 4th Street. This is where a lot of the restaurants and bars are. This is kind of like the little mini downtown district that kind of built up around the stadium. I flagged Mabel's here. It's a Michael Simon's. It's his barbecue restaurant. I've eaten here on numerous occasions. It is really, really good. There is a ton of other places here. You could fall into any number of these places, and they are all pretty good. Corner Alley is fun. That's a bar with a bowling alley in it. Butcher and Brew, I've been in there before for numerous things. But like I said, there is all sorts of places in and around East 4th Street and the adjoining streets around there. So if you're staying downtown or you're heading to one of the games, this is a good little area to check out for food. Harry Buffalo's isn't bad. It's basically like a upscale BW3s is the best way that I could put it. Not too shabby. They got some good barbecue boneless wings. And like I said, you have the stadiums right next door. I'll throw a little satellite view on here for you. Here's a satellite view. Like I said, plenty of parking here. There's a large parking garage here for the Jack. That's for the casino. Another one over here. This is a very large parking garage. This gets a lot of game parking. So if you are coming downtown for one of the games, this parking deck might be full. And then, like I said, here is East 4th Street. There are all sorts of crazy restaurants here. You cannot actually drive on this road for the most part. It's usually just able to walk down it. They have it blocked off here by the restaurants. You can see it's very narrow there. And there are tons of other stuff to do downtown, but that's kind of the area that I wanted to highlight. Now, outside of downtown, places to eat. Boss Chicken and Beer is very, very close to the IX Center itself. Here is the IX Center right here. Boss Chicken and Beer is in downtown Berea. It is just down the street. It's probably less than 5 minutes away. It is a mini chain in Northeast Ohio. They have about 3 or 4 different locations. It is exactly what you would think it would be. It is fried chicken, wings, and beer. Their food is excellent. I highly recommend their beer pretzel, their bar pretzel. It is massive. It comes in a pizza box. It is delicious. It's one of my favorite, like those large pretzels that you get at a bar anywhere that I've ever been. And like I said, very easy to get to from the IX Center. This will be a very, very good spot to run to for lunch if you and some friends want to run down there and get some lunch. I will note it is pretty small inside. They do have a bar that you could sit at, but the actual seating area is pretty small. There is also, I will note as well, Fathead's Brewery over here, not very far away. This is one of their main brewery where they have a restaurant, and you can see here on the images, very, very large. Their food's not too bad. Their beer's pretty good as well. If I'm choosing between the two, for lunch, I'm going Boss Chicken and Beer. I love Boss Chicken and Beer. My wife go there all the time. Let's talk about Ohio City. If you're staying on the west side of town, here's the IX Center down here. Here's downtown Cleveland, and then here's Ohio City. It's just on the west side of town. Trendy little area over the last few years. Lots of good little restaurants. I'm going to note a few. One, Ohio City Burrito is located here. There is another one out in Lakewood as well. Ohio City Burrito is basically Chipotle, but like a family-owned Chipotle. There was originally this location, and then they have a couple downtown, and then there's actually one in Jacobs Field where the Indians play. Yes, I am dating myself calling it Jacobs Field. I don't care. But they have multiple different locations. Pretty decent. Pretty good. I like it better than Chipotle. It's quick. It's easy. You could get in and out if you're in that neck of the woods. Also in Ohio City, and then there are some in other locations as well. Once again, here's the IX Center down here. Downtown is over here. Mitchell's Ice Cream. This is located almost directly across the street from Ohio City Burrito. Great, great ice cream. Absolutely fantastic. Also in the Ohio City area, I will note, these are like, you could park and walk to all these places in Ohio City. Westside Market is down there. They have limited days that they're open, and they're only usually open during the day. But it's an indoor market with like produce vendors, meat vendors. There's a really good beef jerky place in there. Tons of little stands that you could get little like bakery pastries. quick lunches, that sort of stuff. It's worth checking out if you're in that little neck of the woods. Also in Ohio City is Great Lakes Brewing Company. That's their main location. They have a full pub house with a restaurant that has absolutely fantastic food, and then all their varying different beers. Now, they are known for their Christmas ale. I don't know if they have that year round or not, but that is a Great Lakes. That's the thing that everyone freaks out for around the holiday season, is Great Lakes Christmas ale in the region. I actually personally am not a big fan of Christmas ale myself. Now, if you're looking for something quick and you have a car, Swenson's is a fun little drive up in Northeast Ohio. There's one located fairly close to the IX Center over in North Olmsted. Once again, here's the IX Center down here. Here's the airport, and here's Swenson's. This North Olmsted area, there is a ton of just like chain restaurants, fast food, sit-down places. There's a mall right here. Also, in regards to that, right down here in Strongsville, South Park Mall, not a bad little shopping center. Tons of restaurants, chain places, fast food places are all right in this little neck of the woods as well. And then in addition to North Olmsted, up here, Crocker Park. Actually recommended this for a place to stay. Crocker Park Outdoor Shopping Center, a little bit higher end. If your wife's with you, she'll probably like this. Also, a lot of restaurants, a lot of fast food, a lot of different things to do in this little neck of the woods as well. There's some other places as well, but those are the three notable ones. But Swenson's, fun little drive-in. You pull in, you sit in your car hop comes out, takes your order. They're known for their cheeseburgers. It's one of their claim to fame is it's one of LeBron's favorite restaurants. Whenever he's in town, he always has Swenson's brought into the locker room. They're good. It's a deep fried food and burgers and milkshakes. It's like you're like an A&W root beer stand, semi-modernized. They're all over Northeast Ohio. Their origins root back to Akron, Ohio, but they have spread out since then. There's even some down in Columbus now as well. Also, I didn't pull it up a map here. There's some Quaker Steak and Lubes around. That was back in the day. Used to be a famous wing spot to go to. They're still pretty popular. There's Melt. That'll probably show up on a lot of people's lists. It's a grilled cheese place. It used to be a lot better than it is today. 5-10 years ago, when they were at the peak of their powers, it was a great place to go to. I 100% would have recommended it. It's okay now. It's overpriced. The food has gone downhill a little bit as new people have taken over that chain. And in fact, a lot of them have actually closed. So if you're around one or someone wants to go there, sure. But there's other places that I would go to before I got to Melt on my list. So there you go. Some things to do, some places to go, some places to eat at. If you have any questions, fire them away in the comment section down below. Once again, if you are coming in, I don't know how the Uber situation is going to be. Personally, if I was flying in, I would want a car or have access to a car just for traveling around. Most of the stuff is going to be on site at the National, it sounds like. The trade nights are going to be on site at the National. The off-site trade night is right around the corner. I believe it's right up in this area up here. You have the IX Center there. There's plenty of parking there. You do have to pay to park. But just, I think if a lot of people are going to be spread out a little bit in the area. So, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to fire them away in the comments down below. Hope to see you at the Cleveland National here in just a couple of weeks. Catch boys and girls on the next one. Peace.